slouching isn't a good idea. It overloads your intervertebral discs and thereby increases the risk of disc hernia. Furthermore, it pushes forward your head and shoulders. This is because the mid-back goes in this direction, therefore something else needs to go in the other direction, and this something else is neck and shoulders. Therefore, slouching will also increase the risk of neck and shoulder pain. The third effect of slouching is that it compresses your lungs, hence reduces oxygen supply to the tissues. For these three reasons, slouching isn't a good idea, especially if it's for prolonged periods of time. But if we want to fix it, we need to understand it first. Therefore, this video, which is on why we slouch. Let's start in your feet. Why you slouch in your feet is if you have your feet forward, you see that immediately as something goes forward, something else goes backwards. So my feet forward is a reason for slouching. This will be because you sit on the L of the couch, will be because you drive too far from your pedals, will be because you have a footrest which is too far forward, will be because you lean your feet on the support bar which is under your desk, etc., etc. So this is one reason. Now, second reason, if my knees are spread wider than my feet, I also slouch. Okay? So this will be typically when you drive on the motorway with the cruise control. The left knee gets lazy and you start slouching. Let's move to the knees. There are two reasons related to the knees why I slouch. One reason is if I sit too high, you see my feet are in the air and therefore I will come back on the front of the seat and slouch because there's nothing to prevent it from happening. Other reason is the other extreme. If I sit too low, which is what happened when I raise my knee here, I feel pressure in my hip, and to reopen the hip joint, which would otherwise be painful, the pelvis goes back, and this is called slouching. So whether I sit too high or whether I sit too low, I will slouch. This is why the right sitting height is when my heels are firmly on the ground, whilst the hip joint remains at least 90 degrees open. One floor upwards, thighs. If the seat is too deep, for example, because I open the seat pan like this, again, I have nothing behind my belt and therefore I will slouch. One floor up, I move to pelvic level. You see, when I sit well, I'm on my sitting bones. I mean, if I don't sit on my sitting bones, by definition, that's called slouching. But this will typically happen on a chair which is too hard, because sitting on my sitting bones on this chair will quickly become painful, and therefore after a while I will start changing position and things, and thereby slouching. On this chair, we see another reason why I could be slouching is that I slide on the chair. Yeah? That could be the same on a leather chair also. And to fix that, you can simply use a small piece of anti-slip, PVC mat, the thing that you put under the carpets, and you will fix that. The last reason why we slouch is this. You see, when I sit normally, my shoulder blades are not against the backrest. As soon as my shoulder blades go against the backrest, I start slouching. And this will typically happen if you're too close to your desk. If you're too close to your desk, you'll be like this, and the more you press on your shoulder blades, the more you glide in the chair. So these are all the reasons why we slouch, and you need to fix them all if you don't want to slouch. To help you with that, I have designed the online posture programs, but you see it's a mix of behavior/habits and of ergonomics, i.e. how the furniture is chosen and adjusted. It's a mix, therefore, of posture and ergonomics.